Pokemon Legends ZA is looking pretty awesome. If you take a look at the demo that's recently been playing at Pokemon World, you'll be able to see a lot of different things that we haven't really seen about the game till now. So overall, it's pretty great. So this demo is separated into three different sections, I believe, from what I've been looking up, what I've been learning on. So that right there is pretty interesting. So you got your first section, which you start off with a base Chikorita, and you have to follow a Zygarde. So it's kind of like you're running and you gotta try to find this Zygarde, you gotta catch him, and then eventually he leads you up to a back alleyway, grabs you, puts you on top of the roof for some reason, and then gives you a Lucario. So then this Lucario, you're forced to fight against a Mega Rogue Absol, which is pretty great. By the way, you only have a base Chikorita and a Lucario, so this leads me to believe that either it's a demo, just part of the demo thing, or is it part of the actual base game where you're gonna be able to get a Mega Lucario very early into the game. So overall, it's pretty interesting. So during this fight, there's a lot of things to note down here. The move system, which is really interesting, by the way. So there is cooldowns on the moves, so you can hold down on L to use the moves, so you can have the entire wheel that pops up, and then you can use A, B, X, Y. And if you don't want that anymore and you want to just use dodge roll or something like that, well, then you just stop holding down on one button, how you activate all the moves. But overall, there's a cooldown on the moves, so if you want to, use Surf, well, then you have to wait a little bit until you can use the next move. You want to use Thunder Wave, that will paralyze the Pokemon. Overall, it's a really interesting way of battling, because you've always wanted a different way to battle. I think that it really shows you like you're playing Pokemon, but like in the anime TV series. Honestly, I thought that the TV series was so good. The animated thing, you were able to see, hey, I'm Ash Ketchum. Woo! It's like, you can kind of feel like Ash Ketchum now. So different moves do different things, of course. So you either got your physical moves or you got your special moves, which are going to be different things depending on what that Pokemon is. And it looks that you can use whatever move that you want. If you want to just go and spam the entire circle, you can do the entire circle of buttons, but you'll have to wait a cooldown, so you'll probably just have to run around and stuff like that. The Pokemon does seem to stay really close to you. Now, of course, the moves don't seem to be very accurate. Like if you want to make him stand right there and you don't want him to move, well, chances are he's going to move around and then he's going to attack or do something. But it seems to be the Pokemon stays right beside you. You probably won't be able to control him exactly where you want. Not going to happen. Okay, so the next thing we got to talk about here is also the potions. So inside the battle, you have potions that you can use, and that is really interesting. Now, of course, these potions also have cooldowns, which is about 30 seconds from what I've been looking up. Roughly 30 seconds for a potion, so you can't just stand there and spam one button for the potions to keep appearing. And also, once this game mode is paused, like it's a menu button, the potion countdown will not go down. So you have to be inside the game for the potion countdown to go down. So overall, that makes a lot of sense. Now also, Pokemon, you can actually make them hold stuff. So inside the demo, you can actually make them hold berries, which leads me to believe that you will be able to make them hold a whole bunch of different things. May that be the lucky coin, may that be who knows, leftovers, may that be something. But overall, it's really interesting. So another part of this demo, the game takes place in the league style, the Night League, from what I've heard. It seems to be pretty interesting. So you're taking place in a back alleyway where you can go and fight trainers at night, which is really interesting, by the way. And it turns out that you can hide behind a box or something, and you can strike the Pokemon, even if it's a trainer Pokemon, right there, and you'll do damage to them, which is really cool, by the way. So that gives you a whole bunch of different opportunities to, fight trainers. If you want to hide behind here, use your Pokemon, deal damage, and then you're into the battle, well, then you can do that. That is a really cool thing to do, because like it's unique. It's a different way to play Pokemon. It's like, okay, I want to hide here, boom. It's kind of like Legends Arceus, where you're able to throw the Pokeball and you can either counter them or something like that. It's overall really interesting. And every single battle is going to be the new mechanics on battling, so there's not going to be any turn-based battling for this game. So that leads you to believe what's going to be happening in Generation 10. If you're scared about that, I believe this is just a test thing. If this goes very well, maybe there's going to be a possibility for that in Generation 10, but it's probably going to go back to turn-based during that. So this is just a goofy, fun way to play Pokemon, and I think that they really did a great job with it. Overall, it's pretty cool. So, also, you'll be able to, of course, get a whole bunch of different Pokemon. It looks to be like there's a Pokedex of 400, just like pretty much current Pokemon games. I could be wrong about this, but there's a lot of different Pokemons to collect. And honestly, during the next demo, I'm hoping to see the Mega Dragonite. That is probably my most excitement for any Pokemon game. Just the Pokemon, just like Dragonite. Now, in terms of the city, in terms of how it looks, you know, there might be a little bit of issues there. So, of course, I've been saying it for so long that I'm not a big fan of being stuck in a city because, like, there were so many other things to explore. Like, Pokemon Legends Arceus really did a great job with that. You were able to go in different areas and you weren't actually stuck in the one area. You had 5 different areas to choose from, which is really great. Once you completed this area, you can go to the next area. You can collect every single Pokemon in this area and then go to the next area, which is really, really great. It's a great idea to do that. But now that you're stuck in a city, what is there really to do? And that also leads you to believe the other side of this. So for me, maybe I'm just special, honestly. It's just like, if I look at the same color for too long, if there's not a lot of things going on there, I kind of get bored very, very fast, and I'm like, oh, I honestly feel sick and don't even want to play or do anything anymore. It kind of happens to some games. Like, I've noticed I was trying to collect every single different things inside of Donkey Kong Bonanza, and I've been staring at the same thing and got so bored. But overall, it's still a great game. So anyways, I think just different colors would have been cool. Like, if you know what I mean, different colors, I'm just special. I probably. But overall, I think that it's a little bit of a letdown from what you had in Legends Arceus. There was cute, unique colors, and now you're looking at this, and when it's daytime, it's really colorful. When it's nighttime, you got your gray, your black, your red. Yeah. So anyways, that's pretty interesting. So the game also has a set difficulty, so it's not going to be too easy. It's not going to be too hard. It's pretty much what you come to expect from a Pokemon game. You can make it harder if you want to. Just don't overlevel your Pokemon. There you go. Simple as that. Anyways, what do you think about Pokemon Legends ZA? Do you think that it's an interesting game, or do you think that it's a not so interesting game? It's definitely got a lot to offer because honestly, the gameplay and the mechanics look really, really great. But being stuck in the city, yeah, I'm going to say it again. I don't know. I'm just not the biggest fan of what Legends Arceus had to offer. You can actually go roam around, explore, catch Pokemon to your heart's content. Once you got bored of these colors, well then you can get going to a different area. Now you're stuck in the city, which is like, why? And also, I have another thing to complain about. Now, I don't usually typically want to complain about too many things, but something's really been scratching my head. I'm wondering, what in the world? This doesn't make sense. So, in the trailer, it specifically says Pokemon and people want to coexist together. But like, if they want to coexist together, why the heck are you trying to catch them? The whole point of a Pokeball is to catch wild Pokemon. If they're trying to coexist together inside the city, that's not wild Pokemon anymore. They live in the city with you. Like, what in the world is going on here? It would have made more sense if the city was your safe house, like Jubilife City was in Legends Arceus. And then everywhere else, you could go anywhere else, which was a wild area. I would have loved to see a X and Y style of a Legends game. But hey, it's pretty interesting. We don't really know what's going on here yet, so we can't just say the city sucks. Bring me back to X and Y. So yeah, anyways, what do you think about this? Do you think it's going to be a great idea? Great game. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Hope that you enjoyed. I hope that you're excited for Pokemon Legends ZA. I'm pretty excited for this game. And with that being said, I hope you have a fantastic day, and see you in the next one.